Hello everyone, I am Nu-Trix the Synth guy, and today we're talking about Overdrive Synth for the iOS. But more specifically, who's behind that and why why would he create something like that? Honestly, I discovered something really interesting when learning about Overdrive Synth, and it's not about the app. You'll see. Who's behind Overdrive Synth? Well, this guy, Nick Cumberson, for the last 12 years, he's been diving into making apps for the iOS, learning it, having fun with it, and exploring what to do with it. And it's not just music or audio, it's a wide spread of things. And now he goes under the name of Moby Pixel. Moby Pixel has different type of projects online. There's video games, small games, there's music like the Overdrive Synth, and there's mobile app that are not gaming or music related. But what's interesting is when you actually go see his video on YouTube, you will find that, of course,
and an expandable.
He explained the whole process, why he went through this notion of making an Overdrive Synth. And if you look beside it, there's other videos about how to make a synth app with only 100 lines of codes, how to make a sequencer app with 100 lines of code, and how to make a drum pad app with only 100 lines of codes. It's all using AudioKit. If you don't know AudioKit, it's a great set of open source code made for the iOS and iPad, of course, to be able to facilitate, if you want, the build of synthesizers and music-based software. So he's using it. We did talk about AudioKit in the past on this channel, and there's plenty of cool apps running with the AudioKit engine, I would say. He explained how to use it, and that's for me the real discovery, because it means that with only 100 line of codes, I could actually dive in and try it. And it really got me interested. So I'm going to have to put some time aside to actually try these and just make a cool synth, or just understanding how it works, but from the developer type of approach. And I find this really, really interesting. So if you're curious about how or what happens in the back end of what you're playing with when you play with a synth, I suggest you go see these other videos and you actually go through them, and if you can, test it out, have fun making something out of it. Or if not, just understand the hard work that goes into making these things, these apps that we enjoy and we love. So with this notion, he went to the notion of saying, okay, let's make an app that actually I can, use and have fun, and is the Overdrive Synth. Now, Overdrive Synth is a fairly simple concept if you want. It's basically a sample playback synthesizer. You can play back these different samples that have been recorded in studio, and he played these classic sound that he enjoyed from different virtual or real hardware synthesizers. And he went through different types of pedals, overdrive pedals, and with different type of microphones. And with all of these recordings, he decided to keep the best takes, the best sounding and interesting sound. What does an overdrive do to the sound after it's actually treated? And why do we like it? There's a certain sound to it. I would say every time you use any type of sound and you go through distortion, overdrive, fuzz, whatever it is, there's different ways of changing the sound. But if you use it in a small value, you're giving it more presence. You're actually giving it a different tone and different presence. If you go hard, then it becomes just aggressive and distorted or clipped, whatever it is. So how does it sound? Let's try it. It's a very simple layout. You have the keyboard you can play. It's not a synthesizer that you can create your own sound because it's sample-based, but you still have attack, release, filter. This way it's actually this one is open, this one is closed. Okay, so low pass filter, you get reverb, you get delay, you get the master volume. And if you click here, you've got control about what you want to see on the side, you know. You want to see, this is the pitch bend. I think it's a modulation. Control the filter. You want to have, I'll show you, take another one. If you don't want to see the keys, you can take it off, and then you have, and you have also this other way. And you're in the scale now. So for anybody who doesn't know, at least you're in the same scale. So it's very fast to use, very simple to use. You have also here, you can just close this, not seeing. So if you really just want to have, you know, playability, the whole window is basically with that. If you want to have some control, they're here, and then here you can actually see a 3-minute video tutorial. There's the behind the scene documentary that I just talked about. And if you want to buy the 100 sounds, because it comes with about 10 sounds, you know. So it comes with about 10 sounds, and if you want to get the 100 sounds, it's just like a $5 US, $6.95 Canadian. So then it's a question, do you want to buy a bank of sound? So it's a basic personal choice at that point. The sounds are cool. You've got this little vintage sound because the sound he took from the get-go, or more of these analogish type of sound, then treat it. Of course, the sound you get is more of a analogish, old school type of sound with the warmth of the pedals and the amp, which is quite interesting. So if you like the sound, go for it. And honestly, go watch the other videos. They're really cool. It's really interesting to understand what's behind the scene, how you make an app, and you might be triggered into doing something and creating your own app. That's it. Stay safe, make your music. See you soon.